Okay. Now, in this session, we will talk about sustainable energy climate action plans development in general. This is from the covalent of mayors and many municipalities who are really want to do something about energy and climate. They need to prepare their SECAP, SECAP, Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plans. And Daiva from Central Project Management Agency, Ms. Daiva is responsible for the implementation of the project, the support to Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality and Bağcılar Municipality. They are using the expertise of their company and to guide and help those two municipalities who are part of the covalent of mayors. So first, let's listen what Ms. Daiva is going to tell us about their activities, plans in Turkey, and timeline and the steps they are planning to do. Then I also have some questions, and if the audience has some questions, she is going to help answer the questions. Yes, the floor is yours, Daiva.
Okay, thank you. Çok teşekkürler, Professor Tanay Bey. It's a huge pleasure to participate in this conference, IRENEC conference, that I see you are doing every year. It is really valuable room for discussion, for ideas development, and I am very happy to be together with you and shortly talk about important actions that we are doing together about development sustainable energy climate action plans together with municipalities and with other key stakeholders. And I would like to share my presentation about why sustainable energy and climate action plan is important. And thanks to Professor Tanay Bey, me shortly introduced. I am Daiva Matonienė. I am from Lithuania. Also, I would like to mention that now I'm working as project team leader for implementation with EU for Energy Transition project in Turkey, and we together with GZ covered another 6 Western Balkan countries, supporting municipalities to be proactive, to be active in sustainable energy and climate actions development, not only about plans, but also about actions I would like to talk today. I think that you know very well, and I not say no secrets today, but we are really on bad situation, yes, how to say, from climate change perspective. Really, every day we see temperature increasing, we see seasons changing. We also in Istanbul see many changes due to climate change. And from another hand, we see big developments in all the world. If we see by big cities, we see that cities produce approximately 70% of global green gas emissions. If we see by buildings, we would like to have really high quality buildings. We use energy and account approximately 40% energy use. And sustainable also transportation development requires big attitude. And I would like to pay your attention about take up the challenges. If we see around the world, like here is like from India, guy from Sanyai said that updates about data of air quality are important to me. On bad days, I'm stay inside. It is really big deal today about air quality, what we have in cities. For example, another colleague from San Francisco said that finding a parking spot is so time consuming in big city, and I wish my car could do that on its own. And from China, another colleague said that smart technologies could help the 15 million people living in my city saves lots of energy. And from Germany, Paula said that whenever I go jogging in the park or come home late, I want to feel safe. We need to bring more safe places in big cities. So cities now have many challenges with citizens' interest. And if we are talking about sustainable and smart development, we are talking about waste and water, about sustainable transportation mobility, about electricity supply, about cultural tourism, business, commerce, and safety approach. If we see what is mean before going to smart sustainable city development, I would like to bring definition, because we are talking, but what is it? What is definition? What is it about the smart sustainable city? And smart sustainable city is an innovative city that use information and communication technologies and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban operation and services, and competitiveness, by ensuring that it meets the needs to present future generations with respect to economic, social, environmental, as well cultural aspects. And coming to my concrete question, that I'm rising to my title for this presentation. Why is important? And what exactly Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plan? What is it? And shortly, before that, I would like to introduce project that together with European Union and GIZ, Germany support, we implementing EU for Energy Transition Covenant of Mayors in Western Balkans and Turkey project for 4 years. And we have scope, you can see here, 7 countries: Turkey, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Montenegro, Macedonia, Serbia, Kosovo, and Albania, like main beneficiary countries. And the main objective of our project to tackle climate change and deliver energy transition in Western Balkans and Turkey. And specific objective by Covenant of Mayors requirements, support Western Balkans and Turkey municipality society in delivering of their pledges under the energy and climate targets. And the main target by our approach to support municipalities to reduce CO2 emissions by 40% by 2030 compared on the baseline year. And here is very important to increase the share of renewable energy sources. It is very important to introduce energy efficiency methods in sectors: residential buildings, housing, total, transport, waste, and water management. It's very important to evaluate vulnerability and risk, do risk assessment, climate hazards, and put appropriate adaptation and mitigation actions for these activities, to achieve these activities. And by our project, we have 6 main priorities, we can say, 6 main outputs that we would like to develop. First of all, it's very important to have teamwork for longer perspective. And multi-level governance platform is very important to establish between active key stakeholders and participation between national and municipal level, between private and NGO sectors, between education and all environmental on society. And here is also important regional cooperation. The project, we would like to strengthen regional cooperation with global Covenant of Mayors, and representatives of Turkey. And the main important thing is SECAP, Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plan development, and where we are provided technical support to implement and to prepare good plans for the future, and not for the future, but for reality. But indeed, municipalities will be ready to tackle climate change issues. And small grant pilot projects will be also announcement in Turkey, will be implemented via these SECAPs. Also very important, monitoring and reporting system. And here also we are thinking how to provide more efficient tools for monitoring and reporting SECAPs and implementation SECAPs. And Covenant of Mayors structure like contact point must be also workable instrument in Turkey. And here we have a really great partnership with Global Covenant, Covenant of Mayors, European Committee of Regions, Marmara Municipality Union, Union of Municipalities of Turkey, Energy Cities, NALAS, and other stakeholders. And we believe that only in close cooperation with main stakeholders, results could be achieved in more suitable way. And going to SECAP development, I would like to mention that here is important technical assistance provided from our project, and shortly we drafted methodologies for Istanbul and Bachelor, how much look like SECAP, what the mean contact information must go. And I come back to my question. What exactly is Sustainable Energy and Climate Action Plan? After that, I will come back why it's important, and maybe you also can answer some questions to ask me, or maybe you can answer to me. And before going deeper to the SECAP, I would like to provide you some different approaches that exist for sustainable and smart cities development. Here is very important to have the community energy management system. Community energy management system, we talked with Professor Tanaibi also several times. It's important to establish this workable instrument. Also between institutional interconnection, it is very important. Digitalization solutions must be implemented, and shared points and renewable energy sources must be used more proper in this way. Some development models and concepts I would like to share with you. After that, we can share presentation. I bring some links. You can, if you have time to see, you can see some links via my presentation. But smart transportation model is very important exactly for Istanbul. And here I bring from Singapore and Dubai some models how public transportation can be very useful and very sustainable for longer perspective. And car sharing, self-driving cars, and other solutions can be implemented. Another essential service model from Copenhagen and Tokyo that is implemented in communication infrastructure can be really a good example for mobile networks and emergency management using in sustainable health care system. And broader spectrum model that is using for sustainable smart cities development is based on a high level of civil participation, involvement, more society in sustainable development, and going for sustainable and based on sustainable development goals. And business ecosystem model is very important because municipalities without key stakeholders, without implementation business sector is nothing to do. It's very important to have clear, established, understandable business ecosystem model by high-tech businesses involvement with digitalization skills, with implementation digitalization solutions. And here I would like to concretize that what is smart, how is look like smart sustainable city. It can be, we say, based, if we simplify, on three main tools, topics like smart technology, smart concepts, and smart governance. And come back, what is exactly Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plan is? We supporting prepare Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plan. Sustainable Climate Action Plan, it is like roadmap. First of all, in this plan is putting information about baseline emission inventory. Here we calculated the biggest polluters by sectors like energy, industry, waste, transportation, and doing verification, reporting, and monitoring system. After baseline emission inventory, establishing targets and vision that I mentioned by Global Covenant of Mayors initiative, it's important to have clear vision, like until 2030, at least 40% CO2 reduction must be achieved. After that is going risk vulnerability assessment. And for example, now for Istanbul, preparing hazard and risk maps, where is the most vulnerable, like by some scenarios we have territories, and what measures, adaptation measures must be implemented. And after that, it's important to see energy sector and go to mitigation and adaptation actions. And if I can answer to you how look like SECAP by my approach, Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plan is a roadmap, is a bridge between national climate action plan, between Paris Agreement, and going to the local implementation. Because national planning without local implementation is nothing to do. And local authorities, local business sector, municipalities, NGOs must use this instrument as bridge to implement and to be active for climate actions and for mitigation and adaptation actions. So coming after SECAP is prepared is very important part I can see for Sustainable Energy Climate Action Plan is financial instrument. How we will attract finance. Why is we are very many time talking about green business, about green development, about smart sustainable business solutions, but if we are going for financial part, it can be seen, it is like the elephant in the room. And from one point of view is really not easy to find financial possibilities for some adaptation actions and solutions. But from another point, I can see here is really big opportunities. And around the world, mobilizing the funds needed to finance sustainable green economic growth, much of which is expected to come from private sector, requires restricting key parts of a financial system and defining and setting new international investment standards. It was announced by the World Bank. And here I see many coming opportunities for sustainable energy and climate action plan implementations in reality. And the climate investment funds, it can be a good instrument, and Turkey is an eligible country to get finance from these mechanisms. And global environmental facility cycles also instrument who get funding and can be funding for SECAP implementation. European Investment Bank announced new financial tools for the implementation sustainable energy climate action plans, and Just Transition Fund agreed more like 40 billion euro for 2022-2027, and with from 89 to 107 billion euro of investments attraction. by 5 years period, fair transition scheme, and also European Investment Bank credit lines that it can be going for financing with opportunities. And finally, going to finalization of my presentation, I would like to come back for final topic about communication tool. We are talking about plan, why sustainable energy climate action plan is important. After that, we're talking that financial instruments is already existing. We need to encourage them to go for financial attraction possibilities. And after that, communication. And communication and cooperation with society is really important. And here is important to raise awareness. Is needed translating Green Deal priorities in more simple way for society. It's important to engage citizens, to engage society, to go together to the actions. And some examples I put you about corporate communicate campaigns, examples from European Union, what we can do, many interesting forums, movies, films, video, forecasts for this section. And important messages we can bring on national, regional, and local level, establishing local communication. And European Green Deal that you already know is really good instrument to do communication via these tools. And communicating on sustainable energy climate action plans is important to raise awareness of action. It's important to trigger public support for the solutions for climate and biodiversity actions. It's important to convince citizens to make more sustainable choices in development, smart and sustainable cities. And here I would like to pay attention about main three strategies that exist in European Union, and it can be a good example also for Turkey. Like Climate Pact started be in force and engaging communication with society for climate actions. Farm to Fork is very important message about food system, about fair, healthy, environmental friendly choices in farm and to fork strategy. And renovation wave that I see that public and private here cooperate messages to building sector can be used for decarbonization solutions in this area. And why we need to behave a change exactly was done some Eurobarometer survey, and it was 79% of respondents think that climate change is really very serious problem, and reality is near, but about 60% said that they see that they have taken actions, but some of them they said that I'm not doing something myself. What I would like to bring message is important to be example from yourself. It's important to bring people to start to think together and go together. And going to my final slides, I would like to ask, maybe do you know old African proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child? And I would like to say, well, it also takes a village to save planet. We must really make a group effort to succeed bundled all our energy. And nothing truly valuable can be achieved except by the unselfish cooperation of many individuals. And that said famous Jeff Buffen, founder of Electric Arts, believe in the vision and the opportunity to have an impact on the world is important. Innovation and actions with vision implementation is crucial. Çok teşekkürler for your attention.
Thank you very much, Daiva, for your very nice presentation.